In 1589, the small German town of Bedburg witnessed one of history's most horrific trials. A man named Peter Stumpp confessed to being a werewolf who had murdered, cannibalized, and committed unspeakable acts for over 25 years. But was he truly a shape-shifting monster, or something far more terrifying? A human predator hiding behind supernatural beliefs? Welcome back to the Noble Saga. Today we're uncovering the chilling true story of Peter Stumpp, known as the Werewolf of Bedburg. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this case will change how you view medieval justice forever. Peter Stumpp lived in the Holy Roman Empire during the late 16th century, a time when superstition and religious fervor dominated daily life. He was a prosperous farmer, respected in his community, with a wife and children. But beneath this normal facade lurked something monstrous. According to his confession, extracted under brutal torture, Stumpp claimed the devil had given him a magical belt that transformed him into a ravenous wolf. For 25 years, he allegedly prowled the countryside, killing at least 16 people, including pregnant women whose unborn children he devoured. But here's what makes this case truly disturbing. Stumpp's victims weren't random. Many were people he knew personally, neighbors, acquaintances, even his own son and daughter. This wasn't the frenzied killing of a wild animal, but the calculated murders of someone who understood human psychology and vulnerability. His methods were sickeningly methodical. He would lure victims to isolated areas, attack them in human form, then claim the wolf had done it. Witnesses described finding bodies torn apart with what appeared to be animal claws and teeth, but forensic understanding was non-existent in medieval times. The investigation began when local authorities noticed a pattern in the disappearances. All victims had some connection to Stumpp, and several witnesses reported seeing him near attack sites. When hunters claimed to wound a large wolf that mysteriously vanished, suspicion fell on the farmer who appeared the next day with unexplained injuries. Under torture, the standard investigative method of the era, Stumpp confessed to everything. He admitted to killing his own son because the boy had discovered his secret. He described eating the brains of young children and engaging in incestuous relationships with his daughter and sister. But modern criminologists recognize something chilling in Stumpp's confession. Strip away the supernatural elements, and you're left with the profile of a sophisticated serial killer. He targeted vulnerable individuals, used his respected position in society as cover, and employed psychological manipulation to avoid suspicion. The werewolf narrative served multiple purposes. For Stumpp, it provided a defense mechanism. He could claim demonic possession rather than personal responsibility. For society, it explained the incomprehensible reality that a normal-seeming neighbor could commit such atrocities. Stumpp's execution on October 31st, 1589, was deliberately theatrical. Authorities wanted to send a message about supernatural evil, so they tortured him with red-hot pincers, broke his limbs, beheaded him, and burned his body. His daughter and mistress were also executed as accomplices. The case became a sensation across Europe, with pamphlets spreading the werewolf story throughout Germany, France, and England. It established the template for werewolf trials that would follow, blending criminal justice with supernatural persecution. What's most disturbing about Peter Stumpp isn't the werewolf mythology, but what he represents about human nature. He was likely one of history's first documented serial killers, operating decades before we had psychological frameworks to understand such criminals. His ability to maintain a normal public persona while committing horrific crimes mirrors modern serial killers like Dennis Rader or Gary Ridgway. The werewolf story wasn't supernatural truth. It was medieval society's attempt to comprehend pure human evil. The Werewolf of Bedburg forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about the monsters that walk among us. Peter Stumpp wasn't transformed by magic. He was a predator who exploited his community's beliefs to mask his crimes. His case reminds us that evil doesn't always announce itself with fangs and claws. Sometimes it wears the face of a trusted neighbor, hidden behind a smile and respected reputation. What do you think really drove Peter Stumpp to commit these horrific acts? Was he genuinely delusional, or a calculating killer who used superstition as his shield? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more dark tales from history.